Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Earlier today, Husker Baseball announced that they will play in the Battle at the Ballpark in San Antonio, Texas from February 26th to the 28th. Nebraska will be joined by Air Force, Navy, and Notre Dame at the home of the San Diego Padres AA affiliate. For more information, visit Huskers.com. Finally, just a couple of MLB games today. Some finals from earlier. The Twins defeated the Guardians 3-1 in extras. The Braves beat the Padres 6-5, and the Blue Jays beat the Rays 3-1. Currently, the Cardinals trail the Diamondbacks 4-2, and they're just underway in Detroit, where the Tigers and Royals are scoreless. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal, helping homeowners and businesses protect what matters most for over 45 years.
Back right swing by Kennedy Martin, dug by Bergen. She can do it all. 23-13 Huskers right side swing. Virginia Adriano. Kaboom! Putting dents in the rec hall deck. It's 24-13.
Prince will come out and take it with 14 seconds to go. Huskers trailing by 2. Prince against Sellers, who has 4 fouls. He'll take a 3. Betcha! A CBA 3 for Britt to give Nebraska the lead. I said you want Britt Prince taking the shot, and she did it. She's got 22, and the Huskers have the lead in Seattle.
Nebraska 9, Oklahoma State 1, bottom of the 5th. Runner at first, 2 outs. Jordy Fromm with a 1-2. Godwin swings, and they appeal to first. They rule. She went around. Strike 3, and Nebraska is going to the Women's College World Series in 2026.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome in our final show of the week, and man, we're closing out this week with a banger of a show. We've got Amy Williams coming up in hour number 2. We've got Britt Prince. We're here from Anthony Colandrea here in just a few minutes, so man.
Stack show.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. We only have one more live show of the week, so we got to make sure we ramp up to the best of. But before you know it, next week we'll have even more going on just in terms of storyline, specifically around the Big Ten, around Nebraska football. The Huskers will talk on Thursday as part of Big Ten Media Day. So talking season is just about over. We still have just one more week.
We've gotten some questions. We will not be at Big Ten Media Days, so we will have coverage, though. We'll get all the interviews and whatnot. We'll probably check in with David Benning. I know he's going, so we'll get stuff from there, but you will not be there this year.
No. We had a lot of interviews here. We have the opportunity with internal media days. We have access that nobody else has. I mean, we could essentially grab anyone from the entire team, which we did for the most part for radio elements, but also interviews, and including the starting quarterback that we're going to hear from in just a little bit in this first segment. So we have access that others don't, and we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Rule a lot here leading up to the season, so we don't want to necessarily do too much at once considering the access we have.
Yeah, exactly. So we will, again, we'll talk about it. We'll, dive into the big storylines from all of the days, but we will, neither one of us will be there actually in person, but it should be a fun week. Excited because, again, like you said last night, thinking about the Big Ten is once they go, it's basically training camp time because they're the last of the media days.
It's 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until training camp.
Actually,
fall
2
camp.
weeks from yesterday.
2 weeks from yesterday.
So 13 days.
It's Wednesday, so we'll still have a couple days of that first few days of August. That Monday, Tuesday, we'll have still a chance to start to preview things before fall camp starts. And then that also means, though, that 2 weeks from this week would be the start of the athletic year because then soccer gets started, I believe, on the 6th. Or maybe the same day. It might be the 5th.
Volleyball, too, will be having their internal media days next week. So we're hoping to be able to bring you some of those conversations like we were able to with football these past couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's, people keep asking me, how's your summer? I'm like, well, it's over. I feel like it's after this weekend, it's over, and I'm okay with it. This is probably the most ready I feel like I've been in a long time for it to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and it's weird.
You gave me some time off in June. I appreciate it.
We both got some time off, and I think it's weird because as a kid, right, you don't wish summer away. Like
yeah.
This is July 23rd. As a kid, you're already starting to feel like August. August is the Sunday of summer. So you're already feeling, oh, this is over with already. You get out in June, and then all of a sudden the summer moves quick, and you never wish it away too fast. But once you get older, and especially working in football like we do, we just want this thing to get going. We like regiment. We like schedules, and that's what football season gives us, that and then some.
All right, well, let's get to it. Again, as a part of our conversations we were able to gather last week for internal media days, Kyle had a chance to catch up with the quarterback, Anthony Colandrea.
Anthony Colandrea is with us. How do you like the new uniform, new colors, new team? A lot of new stuff for you. You've been here for the spring, summer workouts. How's it been for you?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Uniforms are great, and guys here are great. We're excited to play Ohio. Week 1.
What do you like about the offense here in the spring? What was the adjustment process in those weeks?
Yeah, I felt like it was really good. When I first got here, it was tough just because learning a whole new system. But at the end of the day, we look good right now, and shoot, everyone's comfortable. So we're super excited.
The system that Dana runs, when you get pitched in the transfer portal, what were those conversations like about what you enjoy about this offense?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing is just finding explosive plays in the offense, right? And there were so many keys in that last year where they did show that, and this spring we did a lot of that, so we're excited to show it in the fall.
How much do you like the opportunity to show what your explosiveness is like, not just with your arm, but with your legs? I mean, a lot of people watch your tape at UNLV and previous. What can Husker fans expect maybe in the explosive side of what you can do with your legs?
Yeah, I think Coach Holgerson has done a great job of adding some stuff that we've done at UNLV, just some run game stuff and some pass game stuff. But no, Husker fans should be excited to see this whole offense go.
What was the biggest reason you think for your jump in production last year at UNLV? You're the conference player of the year. Yeah. I mean, an extra year in college football, but what stood out to you as to why you had so much success?
I think the biggest thing is coaching. I felt like Coach Corey Dennis last year, he was a huge impact in my player deal and also in my life. And also Dan Mullen was huge and just getting me ready to go on Saturdays.
I was at Florida when Dan Mullen was there, and he's a great offensive mind. I mean, he was the offensive coordinator for Tim Tebow back at Florida. What specifically about what he did maybe improved you as a quarterback coming here?
I think the preparation is the biggest thing that he really implemented on me, just finding ways to prepare Monday through Friday to be ready to go on Saturday.
What do you like about your playmakers? We talked to Quasi, Ja'Cory screaming in there during media days. A good group.
Yeah, I think all those guys find plays like Quasi. He could go deep, he catch the ball deep. Ja'Cory, he's explosive. Zay, Quinn, all those guys. We have a lot of playmakers, so we're excited to show it in the fall.
Big group up front, offensive line. Pretty good group to have in front of you, right?
Yeah, I think it's the best 5 I've ever been around. Those guys are elite, and they're really good at what they do.
What do you see in the defense on the other side in spring when you go up against them?
Yeah, they show a lot of different looks. I've watched tape, crossover tape, when last year, Coach Orch, we almost played them in the Mountain West Championship, so I've seen a lot what they do, but shoot, they're really good here. They disguise a lot of stuff, but excited to see what they do in the fall.
Final thing, what do you think the biggest adjustment will be from, say, the Mountain West to the Big Ten?
Yeah, I just think players players in the Big Ten are better, they're bigger, and they're faster, so yeah, excited to play against the Big Ten guys.
Well, Anthony, appreciate your time, and can't wait to watch you.
Yep, thank you.
You know what's interesting about Colandrea, Jess, this year, going back to last year, of course, they played Ohio in the bowl game. They lost to Ohio in the Frisco Bowl. So he's going to have 2 consecutive games at 2 different places against the same opponent. Now, there's a lot of turnover once you start to look into Ohio in their 2 deep offensively, defensively. So there's a lot different in terms of personnel. I think he said it in there, the explosiveness in which he wants to bring certain elements to this offense that, let's face it, wasn't there last year. You know, I tweeted something out about explosive plays that he had. UNLV as an offense, their total, rush explosives. So for Colandrea individually, his FBS rank for plays that he had of 20-plus or more, he was top 25 in the nation. He was 21st. He was 11th in the country in runs of 10 or more. Pass plays, very similar numbers. And, we want to make so much about what he did with his legs, but also what he did with his arm in terms of, throws downfield, which we did not see a whole lot of either, throws of 20-plus yards. He was top 15 in the country in passes of 20 or more, top 20 in passes of 10 or more, top 20 in passes of 30 or more. Overall, it was a UNLV offense under Dan Mullen, who's an offensive genius, and I saw it firsthand. But UNLV as an offense was 7th in the country in plays of 20 or more yards. That is an area, one, along with the explosiveness is part of it, finishing drives inside the 20. I mean, he is a guy that I think, and it's crazy too, right? Kenny Minchie was locked and loaded. He was going to come here. And then all of a sudden, this entire offseason got turned on its head in a 24-hour span. And I think Colandrea is a guy that can make this group fun to watch. I truly do.
Explosive, that's that word again. And you know what I like too is it's not just coming from him, but the quarterbacks, you talk to TJ Lateef, he will find a way to get that word explosive in there. The wide receivers, running backs, going back to this spring when you talk to these offensive players about that, they know that that's something that they need to be better at. They want to have those explosive plays. Those preseason rankings always come out, right? And you're seeing where Colandrea is landing, and it's about middle of the pack in Big Ten. In a lot of rankings, I think people considering, and not necessarily probably and even on a national scale, not in the top of the top, but certainly, in middle of the road, I guess. But he's shown the tool set, and we've heard guys talking about his ability. I'm anxious to see what he does here in this offense with Dana Holgorsen, but also against better defenses than what he's seen too.
It's just, there's certain areas of the field when you get caught in between on a 4th and 4 and plus territory, it's a whole nother element that a defense has to look out for. That's the quarterback's legs. Mm-hmm. Now, TJ, again, was not a runner first, but he had that option. Colandrea takes that to a whole nother level that it can extend drives. It opens up the playbook. It makes things a little bit more interesting and allows Dana to be just a little bit more creative. And I don't want to talk down about any quarterbacks that were here because Dylan Raiola was darn talented.
Yeah.
He's a really darn good quarterback, and who knows what he's going to turn into. But Colandrea, for this point in time, with Dana Holgorsen as the offensive coordinator, I just feel like, and he's got to go out and do it, right? But he presents a lot of different options and different down and distances that just were not there last year.
So how do you feel about kind of where people are viewing him going into this? I think it's, being that he's coming from UNLV and he's new to Nebraska, new to the Big Ten, I think it's honestly pretty high praise that he's kind of towards the upper echelon, middle of the pack, I guess.
I think it's okay to say it's a show me first.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to play up. He did not play Big Ten defenses last year outside of UCLA, but he wasn't consistently playing the personnel that he's going to play this year. Now, he's also, like he said in that clip, he's going to have the best offensive line he's ever had. He's going to have the best athletes around him he's ever had. So you could talk on one side about who's going to be on the other side of the ball, but the other 10 other guys that are with him are the best that he's ever had. I can only imagine the pressure that's going to be on his shoulders, but to me, it just feels like he's somebody who does not let that weigh him down, which is so important at that position that we always say he has a swag, he has a flair about him. And that's got to be there when you play at Nebraska, or else that position and that profile can eat you alive.
I also feel like for him, just the sense that I get, and we will see, but just talking with the guys, the playmakers around him, and then just hearing him talk, I think he's a guy that, he can be explosive and make all these great plays, but I think he does not care if they win football games that he doesn't throw a single pass. You know what I mean?
And
he doesn't run a single touchdown in. I think he's fine with whatever it takes to win. It's not about him and his numbers. I don't think he's a guy that is all caught up in that.
I wonder how much Dana's going to utilize him in the run game as much as they did at UNLV, because you're going to take some harder hits in this league. The good thing is he's a veteran. He's been around, so he's going to know when to not take hits, how to slide, when to get out of bounds, all those things that you need for a true dual threat quarterback. So the scary end on the flip side of this is you have somebody who can run so much and run so effectively that he also needs to be able to protect himself. And I'm sure Dana needs to protect him a little bit in how he calls plays.
I more so meant he'd be fine if he handed the ball off every single time. I think he's that kind of guy that it's like, if that's what we got to do to win.
He wants to win here.
You know, like if my biggest part is I take the snap and hand it off, I'll do it. You know, he seems to be that kind of guy that whatever it takes to
He
win.
seems like his teammates like him a lot.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in that locker room, but we're at practices and we do all these interviews and we see how the team talks about him. It seems like there's a genuine care and a genuine chemistry and relationship between quarterback and skill position guys and offensive line. And even on the other side, when we were out at team sessions, the team on team in spring football, the amount of barking back and forth, it was good-natured. It was competition. The way that Colandrea let the defense have it, but the defense could give it right back to him, it's a good sign. He's right away, just the nature of that position, he's going to be a leader on this team, and it seems like he's pretty comfortable in being that.
All right, let's get to a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk some women's basketball. Actually, lots of women's basketball tonight because Amy Williams coming up in hour number 2. But coming up next, we're going to hear from Britt Prince. Had a chance to chat with her after practice as she's in summer number 3 with Nebraska women's basketball. So keep it here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Drive into summer during the Woodhouse Ford Summer Sales Event. From family road trips to tackling the toughest jobs, a new Ford is ready for every mile ahead. For a limited time, receive $1,000 bonus cash plus a 2-year premium maintenance plan on select 2026 Ford models. Browse our inventory online or visit us in-store in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. 2-year premium maintenance plan includes 2 free oil changes. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Husker fans, get ready for another thrilling season at Hibner Stadium. Nebraska soccer is back, and season tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now. Get your reserve seat for just $120 or general admission for $98. Youth and seniors can catch every home match for just $76. With big-time matchups against Notre Dame, Alabama, USC, and UCLA, you won't want to miss a minute. Get your tickets today by visiting Huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
There are plenty of decisions in life. Choosing where to buy your next vehicle should be easy. At Woodhouse Auto Family, everything begins with our commitment to clear price. A promise to make buying your next vehicle straightforward, transparent, and hassle-free. From exploring our large selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to financing and service after the sale, we're here to make every step easier. Experience the Woodhouse difference. Woodhouse, clear price, clear choice. Hassle-free all the way to your driveway.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And and electrical.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
The Akrs Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, where it's mower season. Get 0% financing, professional setup, and local support you can't get at the big box store, only at Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. So we heard from Kennedy Williams last night, and, you know, she and Britt Prince both have been picking up golf a little bit. So, you know, again, you're another sign that it's time for you to get back in the action.
This would have been the time to do it.
Yeah.
Time's over now.
What a beautiful day it was today.
And it's going to get hot, though.
Is it?
So if in case you didn't get out and enjoy the weather yet, you still have a little bit of time. But after tomorrow, it's going to be 96 on Saturday, 100 on Sunday, 101 on Monday.
Wow.
So you're not going to want to leave the house Saturday through Monday.
Is that as hot as it was? What was it? Was that last week? It was so hot.
I mean, it was
Sunny wouldn't even go outside.
Earlier this week, it was really hot.
She wouldn't even go outside. She's not having it.
She shouldn't be outside.
All right. So Britt Prince going into year number 3. You know, when we talk about the 5 and 5, this is one of those athletes that Nebraska will very, very much benefit from being that she's played since she was a freshman. So you get an extra year with a player like Britt Prince. That's the when you talk about maybe the good and bad of some of these things that are being implemented, this is that. Britt Prince is an argument for the good. So had a chance to catch up with her after practice on yesterday to catch up on how the summer's been and what she's looking to bring into year 3. Year 3, summer 3 for you. How has this summer felt different for you?
It's been really fun. I think just now, like, being in the groove of everything, like knowing how everything works, the system and everything, it's just like a lot easier just to like go out there and play free and have fun. So it's been good.
First NCAA tournament win for you. I know a lot of people made a lot about that back in March. How did you see that carry over into what you guys did, you know, throughout the summer?
Yeah, I think that gave us a lot of motivation just because, like, we were right there in the Baylor game too. So just like using that as fuel for this year and just like trying to get better.
Were there things specifically for you that you felt, okay, I've got to really focus on these things this summer?
I think big thing for me was like playing through contact and getting stronger and stuff like that. So yeah, and then also like defensively, just getting better at that aspect too.
When you talk about playing through contact, how do you do that in the summer? You just tell your teammates, hey, go physical with me?
Yeah, and like I work with Riss quite a bit too, just like she gives me more contact and stuff like on my drives, so I think that's been helping.
You felt the difference already this summer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sitting here in practice, it's loud in here. I mean, how has the energy and the communication been for you guys this summer? How important is that?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we love like celebrating each other and stuff like that. Got to keep the energy high. That's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it competitive. So, yeah, I like it.
The camaraderie on the court, I know you guys do a lot of stuff off the court. How does that carry over when you're in here in the summer and you don't have a game really in sight, but how does that make it, I guess, maybe a little bit more fun during the grind?
I think, yeah, we just like genuinely like being around each other, so it just makes it a lot more fun to be on the court together too, and like we trust each other more too, so yeah, it just makes it a lot more fun.
What's been the emphasis, I guess, in terms of the defensive side of the ball? I was here for 30 minutes and you guys didn't play any offense, so how important has that been for you guys to focus on that here throughout the summer?
Yeah, that'll be like a big thing for us this year, just focusing on getting stops on the defensive end, which will lead to our offense, and I think, yeah, that'll be really important this year.
What's been the most fun or the funnest thing that you guys have done as a group this summer?
Like outside of practice? Ooh, I mean, honestly, we just like get together usually at the juniors' house and just like hang out, have a good time, just do whatever. But I mean, yeah, anytime hanging out with them is a good time, so.
Never get sick of each other?
Not really, no. I mean, we're around each other a lot as it is, so like the fact that we still want to hang out off the court like says a lot, I feel like.
was talking to Kennedy about our golf game. She's pretty solid, I'm hearing.
Yeah, we're golfing later today, actually. So,
what's your golf game?
I think it's getting better. I just got like new clubs, so that's helped me a little bit. But
has that been something you've been into, or just kind of starting to pick up?
I used to do it a lot when I was little, and my parents did it. And yeah, now this summer I kind of got into it a little bit more. So.
Is it a nice little escape, I guess, outside of basketball that you can have a little fun competing?
Yeah, definitely. I think for sure it just gives you a little break, something fun to do that like not the best at. So yeah.
What's the best part of your game? What's the game I really got to work on?
The best part is my drives, and I got to work on my chipping.
Chipping?
Yeah.
How's the putting?
The putting depends on the day. It's hard to read the greens a lot of the time, though.
Okay, so, on that note, I know you guys have done a lot with the incoming folks, the newcomers, not just the freshmen, but the transfers as well. What's kind of the emphasis with that when you guys are, hey, we want to get you in right away and get you acclimated to what this culture is?
Yeah, just like making sure they're getting involved with everything, making sure they know what's going on, what to do, that kind of stuff. Just making them feel included and that kind of stuff has helped a lot.
With so many people coming back from last year and then you add those pieces, how has the gelling gone for the group?
I think it's been good. Yeah, we have like a mix of newcomers and returners, so I think the returners have done a really good job of just like teaching them everything, talking them through everything, and they've done a great job like receiving it and learning and just playing with a lot of confidence too.
How about getting Natalie Potts and Allison Widener back on the court this summer?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, they both just make huge impacts for us, so it's been a lot of fun playing with them.
All right, got a little bit of a stretch here, and then preseason will be here before you know it. What's kind of the goals and the things that this team needs to get accomplished here over these next few weeks?
I think just continuing to stay together and build our chemistry on both ends of the floor. Trusting each other, getting better on defense, and yeah.
All right, great stuff. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Again, Britt Prince of Nebraska women's basketball. It's crazy to think that she was a freshman when Natalie Potts is coming off her freshman year. They didn't really even get to play together very much. So I cannot wait to see those two on the same court.
That's a really exciting aspect of him, and that's two all Big Ten players. When we mention a nucleus of a team and how important that is, we say it on the men's side all the time with what's coming back there, but you can also mention on the women's side having that, the guard and the forward and that kind of that pick and roll option between those two, to have that back together with all the supporting pieces around it and other things that we're waiting to see how it fits in with the transfers, and then some of the great recruits that Amy brought in to this program. I mean, all that's is gonna play focus, and that's what makes this a really exciting team to get out there and watch, because there's a lot of things that I think this team is going to be able to excel at.
You heard her talking about just being able to play through contact a little bit better, and that's been a big emphasis for her. Man, how dangerous is she going to be when she can take it to the rim, draw some contact? And I know she did a good job of that, and is just automatic from the free throw line, but even more so being able to get in there and be really physical.
Yeah, I'm looking at her numbers last year and how she improved from her freshman year. So she was 17.9 points per game. That was about 4.5 points up from the year prior. But the efficiency in which she played, you mentioned the free throw number. She's a career 90% free throw percentage shooter, shot 91% last year, but also really improved on that three-point shot. I mean, obviously it's such a huge part of the game now, but especially in this offense. Shot 46% from three. That's up from 40% her freshman year. 40% ain't bad either, but 46 is a really darn good number.
Really, really good. Hey, on that note, there's been some videos that have come out thanks to the social media team, Sam Rice and the Corn Crib folks. Bryce Sanford is looking good. He's back out on the court.
Yeah, watching practice footage 10 seconds at a time on social media.
He's moving well. Let's say that.
Yeah, well, he had that off-season hernia surgery, and that was big. And he mentioned, we were talking about the NBA draft evaluation process and how maybe a hamper was put on that with the off-season surgery. But that's big. And a new strength and conditioning coach, so there's new philosophies in which I'm sure Price and Michael Chapman, they'll go through to get him healthy than previous with Kurt Joseph. So there's a lot of things that are different this year, but good to see him healthy and out there playing, because they need him to be first team all Big Ten this year.
I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, but it's good that he's back out there on the court.
I saw him golfing too.
Yeah. Hey, that's another thing. I feel like, I've said this, I feel like we need to do something with like he/she scramble. I mentioned the Ryder Cup with all the men's golfers, but I feel like we could do even like
The men's and women's
a men's
team?
and women's type of thing. So
Can it be sponsored by the Husker Radio Network?
yeah, let's go do the broadcast of it too.
What about a paintball tournament?
Why are you obsessed with paintball?
I don't know.
You just want to shoot the interns with paintballs.
No, of course not. I want some healthy competition.
We would smoke you.
Oh.
CSD said some pretty harsh words. He's
And
lifted some pretty harsh fingers too.
I was
in my
about to
direction.
say, I was like, I don't know if it's words being said.
By the way, the boys went out for 25-cent wings yesterday.
You
The
turned
interns.
them down.
They didn't even invite me.
This
Can you
did.
believe?
So invited
Can you
You got
believe that?
invited.
Oh my God.
You got invited. You said no.
Here I was crying all
You said
by
you'd meet us
myself.
there.
I said,
Right.
you know what would have made this Wednesday night truly perfect? Some 25-cent wings and a couple of pals. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Too bad. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Huskers. Hey, you're going to do the joke tonight.
Jokes.
Jokes.
I got jokes. And they're going to be more rapid fire.
So we're going to do the jokes this hour because we got to save lots of time for Amy Williams in hour number 2. We also got to talk about the Sharpies, which, yeah, there wasn't much of
It was
competition.
unfortunate for us. Good for Kent.
Not
He's 2
much
for 2.
of a competition, but so we'll talk about that in hour number 2 as well. So we're going to have the joke of the week coming up here in just a few minutes. So keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is quickly approaching, and we need you in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. Single game tickets for all 7 home games start at just $45 and are now available in both end zone and sideline seat locations. These tickets are only available while supplies last, so get yours today before they're gone. To purchase your Husker football single game tickets or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Buying a vehicle should come with confidence, not confusion. That's why Woodhouse Auto Family believes in clear price. It's our commitment to making every part of your buying experience straightforward, transparent, and easy. Combined with an incredible selection, flexible financing, and a knowledgeable team, you'll discover a better way to buy. Choose Woodhouse Auto Family. Clear price, clear choice. Hassle-free all the way to your driveway.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Technology isn't just a part of your business, it is your business. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we believe that the right technology tools make all the difference. From seamless phone systems to secure cloud solutions, we empower Nebraska businesses to stay connected, protected, and ahead of the competition. Your technology isn't an afterthought, it's your competitive edge. Let the official business IT partner of the Huskers show you how technology helps drive business success. Technology is business. Hamilton is business. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Shopping for a vehicle shouldn't feel complicated. At Woodhouse Auto Family, our commitment to clear price is about more than the price you see. It's about creating a buying experience that's straightforward, transparent, and hassle-free from beginning to end. With a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, flexible financing, fair trade values, and trusted service after the sale, you'll see why so many drivers continue to choose Woodhouse. Woodhouse, clear price, clear choice, hassle-free all the way to your driveway.
Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and you might have noticed here this summer we have a new title sponsor for Sports Nightly. It's McInnes Roofing, and we are so very excited to be joined by Dave McInnes, the owner and founder of McInnes Roofing, here on Sports Nightly. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
We are super thrilled that you guys have come on board specifically for the show. We certainly appreciate it. But tell us about McInnes Roofing. You guys are celebrating 45 years. Tell us about the origin and what's been behind the success of 45 years.
Well, yeah, 45 years this May, 2026, and started in 1981 and just, basically putting roofs on and doing quality work and being straight up with people and just have carried that over year after year, and it's kept us busy for 45 years,
Wow.
working with people and that's about it.
So you have offices in Blair, Omaha, Lincoln, Norfolk, and then Fort Myers, Florida. I was telling you, we got quite a few listeners down in Florida as well, but how about just being able to represent the entire state? I feel like you guys got an office just about to everybody here in the state.
Yeah, we cover a lot of Nebraska and the Midwest. We get over to Iowa, down to Kansas, sometimes Colorado. We don't really chase anything down there. We just, when customers ask us if we'll do a job for them, we've been in Illinois and South Dakota and Minnesota and just all off of from customers wanting us to go and do work there in those places. And so we try to, in Nebraska, we got 4 offices, and most of our work is local. It's within, 150 miles. Each one of those offices seem to keep us pretty busy. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, what does McInnes specialize in? What separates you guys?
Well, for one thing, we have, I grew up as production guy, putting roofs on. A lot of our managers been there a long time, worked with me on the roof, very highly skilled, and we put very diversified. We put every type of roof there is on. So we, when we go look at a building or house, and, sometimes people want a certain type of roof, and you're like, that doesn't really work good on your house here. We have a better product to work better, and here's why. And same with a building. There's some companies that are just putting certain types of flat roofs on, and, we still do the old build-up roofs, build up in gravel, modified bit, APDM, TPO, and copper flat roofs, sheet metal, a lot of sheet metal work. So, our sheet metal superintendent's been there for years. Our production manager has been there for years, and so they have a lot of experience there to do quality work.
You were saying you got a lot of good people.
Yes, a lot of good people.
So when you talk about success, it's probably the people, right?
Right, yeah, a lot of good people there.
Well, what has it meant to you guys to come on board as the official roofing partner of the Huskers?
It means a lot. After 45 years being in Nebraska the whole time, Nebraska's just been part of our life, and we figured at 45 years that was a good time to do a partnership with UNL. And they have the same values we do: trust and working with community and treating people right, So I think it's a good fit, and been wanting to do it for a long time, and it just seemed like this is a year to do it.
I love it. We're visiting with Dave McInnes of McInnes Roofing. So how did it come about then? You just, besides being the right fit, what was kind of the process of this is how we want to get involved?
Well, we looked at it a few times, and it just wasn't the right time. And this year coming in, everything just seemed to fall in place, and it looked like it was the right time to do it. Good fit, good people to work with. So, yeah, I think it just timing.
So you're a longtime Husker fan, right? Tell us about your fandom. When did it start? What are some of your favorite memories?
Well, the Huskers are just bred into most Nebraskans, Nebraskans. And I think a lot of the memory is just watching the games with your family. I remember watching it with my dad, how excited he would get watching the game. And, friends, we have Husker parties, and it's just the excitement. Everybody really gets into it. And, it's not, I don't remember every win or loss, but I remember a lot of good games during the years, and a lot of good time with family and friends.
Do you have an all-time favorite game that you point to?
I love watching Tommy Frazier run through Tennessee defense, and I watch that over and over again.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, if people have any interest or want to reach out to you guys, what's the best way to do that?
They can look us up online on our website, mckinnesinc.com, or call our local number, 402-426-2644, or they can email us. We have an email on the website there, and Facebook. They can get on Facebook and get contact with us too. So.
Awesome. Well, great stuff. It was great to meet you, great to chat with you, and we are so excited to have you guys on board with us here this season.
Thank you, Jessica.
And that is Dave McInnes of McInnes Roofing here, the official roofing partner of the Huskers. We got to get to a break. More of the show coming up after this.
More than football, it's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. Get the most of your membership by registering early. Go to huskers.com/kidsclub to get your membership today. Again, huskers.com/kidsclub. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. We appreciate Dave McInnes joining us here on the program, our new title sponsor here of Sports Nightly.
Yeah, you see if you're on YouTube,
see the logo
right underneath Jess, now right underneath me. It's a really, really cool looking logo. Roofing and sheet metal. Established was at 1981.
You a logo guy?
Big logo. Biggest one in the business.
Really?
This is one of my favorite Nebraska logos, too. Old school. The NU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wear that polo a lot. I mean, I can tell it's one of your favorites.
I wear like the same 6 polos, so they all have Nebraska on it.
Well, you need to tell Al. Why don't you rotate any of those short sleeve hoodies that I got you for your birthday? AKA Al got you for your birthday.
Did you hear me when I said it's 107 degrees?
It's not today. Today would have been the perfect day to wear one of those.
It's still a little warm.
Are you going to call games in those?
I think so. I was thinking about it. I'm like, how much? Because it's still sort of dressing down a little bit, but I think it's good. It's passable. It's passable for the press box, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you don't have a certain...
I call baseball games with.
Yeah.
I call baseball games with them. So I don't know football. Because of your fall weather, so it's the perfect thing for it.
Yeah.
For some of the early games.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's a joke of the week time. And we're going to do it this segment because we've got a lot to get to here coming up in hour number 2. Amy Williams is going to join us to talk some women's basketball. It's been a while since we've been able to have her in the studio, so a lot to get to with her. We don't have Maddie Mills, and last night the three of us had a consensus, and when I say the three of us, Hamden, CSD, and me agreed that you are going to be the lucky one to do the joke of the week.
Finally, somebody funny doing joke of the week.
We will see.
Is that what you guys said?
We will see.
So I'm gonna do a little, a few.
A few.
I'm gonna do a few.
We got 7 minutes of the segment. You got 7 minutes worth of jokes?
7 minutes worth of jokes. I can do it.
Okay.
First one. What did the horse say after it tripped? Help! I've fallen and I can't giddy up. Remember, this is for my guy Art in L.A.
Okay, all right.
What would bears be without bees? Ears. Get it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh. Okay. What did the triangle say to the circle?
It's about being square.
You're pointless.
All right. How many more you got?
I got 175.
Okay. All right.
This will be the last one.
Okay.
Okay. I want to make sure I get the one. Okay. What do elves learn in school?
I don't know.
The alphabet.
I like how you deliver it. Okay. Well, so I guess we'll vote on the collection of jokes.
I see a lot of 10s in the chat.
I'm only seeing a 1.
If you times that by 10.
Man, and Children of the Corn rated Emery really high last week. He's
it's clear that
and he's a very low rater.
It's clear that there's a hatred for me in the chat.
Why is that?
I mean, just look at it.
Nobody's even voting.
Like everyone fell asleep.
Wow.
Is there anybody that's texted in?
Nobody texting in either. Wow. You didn't even move the needle enough for people to tell you.
People turned off the show after I was doing joke of the week.
Wow. That's usually
I got an emoji. That's not a score.
We usually get a lot of people chiming in on that.
7.
So there's a 7.
I give Kyle a 6.7.
Those jokes were weak sauce.
Thank you, CSD.
Dennis said, rating the jokes 5.5.
Wow. Which one? I gave about 7 of them.
Jokes. I think that was a cumulative effort.
7.5?
Art will give you a 10 as soon as he chimes in. It will be at any moment.
Hopefully
now.
Art's listening.
So.
Husker and Hanover, 7.
Love your jokes, but it reminds me of 6th grade.
That was a good time for a lot of people.
Was it a good time? Well,
Tim in Minnesota. 7.
7. Not bad, Kyle.
Okay. I think these are a little underscored.
You think?
I think so.
You didn't put much effort into this, I don't think. We got interns that write their own jokes that, that put a lot of effort into this. I think that was the text line, Camden.
There's things beeping all over the place. I poured my heart and soul into this. You know what? Maybe it's my retirement from Joke of the Week.
Maybe. Carol gives you a 7.5 for all.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah. So
I think it's time for me to just be a judge.
That's it. So nobody asked Kyle to do Joke of the Week again. This was his.
This is my swan song.
His last effort.
Start of year 2. I'm already out. That and Trivia Tuesday.
Well, we have, again, going to talk some basketball next hour, but this being our last show of the week and then Big Ten Media Days. I've asked you this, I believe, before, but for now, what does it say? From now on, I'm assuming the interns. Bryce says, from now on, let the interns handle the jokes.
Wow. Well, I guess you don't want to tune into my Netflix special coming out next month.
So going back to next week, so it'll be Big Ten Media Days. And we've talked about maybe the coaches that you're intrigued to hear from. What about just like the programs that you are kind of want to get a pulse on kind of where they're at going into it?
I was thinking perhaps Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Hear from Dante Moore. I assume he's going. I would imagine he's going to Big Ten Media Days. I think Dan Lanning has the possibility of giving some quotes, but Oregon would be one of those teams. I think the expectation for them is to win a national championship this year. I can't think. There's been some years where maybe the expectation's been clear for them that at least get into the playoff. Or last year the expectation with 12 teams was for them to get into the playoff. But I think this year the expectation is for them to win the whole thing. Dante Moore is probably the consensus, along with Julian Sayin at Ohio State, probably 1 and 1A in this conference in terms of quarterbacks. I think Lincoln Riley, the whole USC deal, getting Jaden Mayava back another year as well. What do they look like this season? New coach at UCLA. How have maybe things changed at UCLA this year? There's a lot of, I think, storylines too of the teams that the Huskers aren't even playing this year that I'm interested to see how it plays out.
You think back to what was it? Three Big Ten Media Days ago that Indiana comes in and was picked last, and Coach Rule sat up there and said, you don't know what teams are going to be at this point and how they're going to shake out. Do you have a sense, or can you throw out maybe a team out there that maybe you think people are overlooking a little bit?
If you look at it from the Nebraska standpoint, perhaps maybe Minnesota.
Really?
I could see Washington is a team that I think might be getting overlooked a little bit. Remember, they went through some drama in their offseason, right, with their quarterback. DeMond Williams, I think Jed Fish is a really darn good coach. I think Washington is one of those teams that could find themselves in a playoff this year. I would imagine UCLA is going to be much improved. Nico's back for another year with the Bruins. Some of those, I've mentioned all of those West Coast Big Ten teams, but I would say Washington is one of those teams that, and that's going to be you think of it, Jess, it's going to be a massive game on Halloween when they come here. You wonder if the Huskers start their schedule the way that we hope, they'll probably be favored in the first 5 games of the year, and that's going to be a big game on October 31st against Washington.
You have your Washington charts already done?
Ohio's getting there, though. I'll say that. We're getting there for week 1. I've already started filling out all my stats, but
I'm a little disappointed. Last year when you were starting, you had your charts and you were bringing them in, and you had them all done before fall camp even started.
I know a little bit more about Nebraska football this time around than I did last year, I would say.
You do. We'll have to next week maybe talk a little bit more storylines going into fall camp as we get closer. But yeah, it'll be here before you know it. So, all right, coming up next hour, more Nebraska women's basketball talk, as again, this is a team that's got a lot of high expectations and a lot of great pieces coming back also that have been added to the program. There's been several storylines, a new assistant coach that have been added to the staff, so lots to get into. That's coming up next hour with Amy Williams. That and the Sharpies winners. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio. go.
Cybersecurity is a fundamental component of today's business operations. It's not just an add-on, it's essential for business protection. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we know that cyber threats are always changing and require constant vigilance. That's why our team delivers real-time threat monitoring and advanced security protocols to safeguard your data and reputation. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we put security at the forefront of your success. Cybersecurity is business. Hamilton is business. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Choosing the right vehicle starts with choosing the right dealership. At Woodhouse Auto Family, clear price is more than a promise. It's the foundation of everything we do. That means a straightforward buying experience, flexible financing, fair trade values, and trusted service that continues long after you've driven off the lot. Every interaction is designed to give you confidence, earn your trust, and make buying your next vehicle easier. That's the Woodhouse difference. Woodhouse, clear price, clear choice, hassle-free all the way to your driveway.
Farmers demand equipment that works as hard as they do. For over 60 years, Sukup has been helping farmers protect their operation with industry-leading grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Designed for performance, reliability, and peace of mind when it matters most, Sukup is proud to stand with the people who keep agriculture moving forward. Family-owned, farmer-focused. Visit Sukup.com to find a dealer near you today.
Good evening. I'm Camden Cohn, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Earlier today, Husker Baseball announced that they will play in the Battle at the Ballpark in San Antonio, Texas, from February 26th to the 28th. Nebraska will be joined by Air Force, Navy, and Notre Dame as the home of the San Diego Padres AA affiliate. For more information, you can visit Huskers.com. Finally, just a handful of MLB games today. Some finals from earlier. The Twins defeated the Guardians 3-1 in extras. The Braves beat the Padres 6-5. The Blue Jays beat the Rays 3-1. The Cardinals are about to fall to the Diamondbacks as they trail 10-2 in the ninth. Just one game in action, but no score between the Royals and the Tigers. That game in the fifth. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal, helping homeowners and businesses protect what matters most for over 45 years.
4 wide, trips right. We're out of the gun. Paralysis, snap, play action, fake. Backside pressure comes, ball stripped. It's picked up. Winery at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Scoop and score. Touchdown, Huskers.
Here's Drew Grigo, and he turns on one to left field, sending Lamb back. Goodbye! 3 home runs in the frame. The freshman getting in on the fun. Nebraska feasting. 7-0 Big Red.
The ball is Hoiberg, the kick out, and the 3 by Jacobson. Got it again. The game of the year. The game of the career for Cale Jacobson. 78-75.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. Kyle Crooks, I'm Jessica Coody. We're going to hear from the head coach, Amy Williams, here in just a few minutes. Excited to talk to her. You know, we haven't chatted with her, Kyle, since I think during the season last year. We haven't got her thoughts on the transfers, on the new hiring of Brad Fisher, who we'll hear from next week, but lots to dive into. They've been hot on the recruiting trail. Just so many things to get into with Amy Williams, and it's a lot of momentum with this program.
I'm sure she has a lot to say then, because
Yes.
she hasn't talked in a long time, and there were some successes last year. You win a tournament game, you get it up. They were on the bubble, as we all know. They had to fight to get in the tournament until the very last day of the regular season. The Big Ten tournament didn't go the way they wanted. I mean, that was a crushing loss in the Big Ten tournament. So to find themselves in the NCAA field, to get a win, to play in an iconic venue, was one of the high points of the season. But there's a lot of things that you could take away in terms of what they have coming back, what they've brought in. I mean, they have a lot of scoring options this year, which is exciting. If you go to PBA, it's going to be a fun team to watch. And as we talked about yesterday, they've put a lot of emphasis on the defensive end.
And again, can't say it enough, but one of the big pieces getting back Natalie Potts, who we talked, how many times did we talk about that throughout the season last year, about just a reminder that this team is without one of the key pieces that they thought they had last year, and we're still able to get to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we got, I don't know how many text messages throughout the season about her status, and the amount of people that asked Matt Coatney, how many times we asked Matt Coatney and Jeff Greesh about, hey, what's the status here? What are we looking at? And finally, there's some clarity there, and she's going to have a full off season after having, sat out an entire year to get healthy and to get her mind right. And you feel like she's hungry to get back out on the floor and make a really big contribution. Last time she was on the floor, she was the best freshman in the Big Ten.
If you missed any of that conversation with Natalie Potts, it's on our podcast platforms, our YouTube channel, as well as she kind of chronicles her journey getting back out onto the court. So we'll hear more from Amy Williams and dive into Nebraska women's basketball here in just a few minutes. But we do have a duty to do here tonight. So second week of our first annual Sharpie Awards, the Sharpies, if you will. And we announced it on Monday. It was the funniest moment. And so it came down to Kent Pavelka And Jeff Smith talking about it was at Rutgers, but the A gap, the A-hole, if you will. Then we had Settle In, which we dove into it's more about the backstory with the Settle In, with the football against USC. So that was our deal with David Benning. And then we had the horse noises from Husker baseball. And then we had the women's basketball back and forth with Coatney and Jeff Greesh. Actually, Jeff Greesh admitting he's wrong, which apparently was a monumental moment for those two. So we had the poll. We released it on Monday night. And as we thought, Kent Pavelka running away with it again. So it's men's basketball so far in back-to-back weeks to open up this thing. But 84% of the vote going to Kent and Jeff. And I'm a little shocked by this, but the horse noises taking second place.
Yeah. Look, it's this is something I didn't necessarily call us finishing in third place. Technically, my name was on the horse noises, so I'll take that victory.
You're kind of a part of it.
Not really, though. I mean, it was Nick's horse noise, so the award of the silver would go to Nick. None of us are winners outside of Kent in this, and Coach Smith. But what happened is exactly what I said was going to happen objectively, because I am an objective journalist in all of this. And I said he was going to run away with it. It was probably one of the more notable singular moments in all of the broadcast season.
Yes. Very, very funny. So without further ado, let's play it back for you. The winner of this week's Sharpies Award, the funniest moment on the Huskers Radio Network broadcast.
And the winner for funniest Husker radio moment is Kent Pavelka and Jeff Smith, A-hole at Rutgers.
Here's Butenzill turning, firing, and didn't get the roll and the rebound taken down by Rutgers.
We might have overpassed on that possession
a couple of times. Here's Buchanan. Oh, man, what is that? That's like a fullback running through the A-hole, or the B-hole, or the C-hole.
Gap, I think it's called.
Yeah. Let's don't call it a hole. No, B-gap, the A-gap. But
Why is that funny?
Well, what's funny is...
Don't make me laugh. Why is that funny? Every time I hear it, I just laugh.
Kent knew right away that he said the wrong words together, so he went to the B hole right away, and the C, so he tried to cover it up right away because he knew he was going to lose Coach Smith right away, which he did. I think part of what makes the clip too is Coach Smith's reaction
and how he could not say that.
A very even keel guy who just could not keep it together.
It's just like a perfect kind of synopsis of those two. I had so much fun with them in the postseason and throughout the NCAA tournament, traveling with those guys and sitting next to them. And man, what a perfect match. If we thought Jake Muehlheise was a perfect match, and we didn't know if anybody could fill his shoes in terms of matching Ken and working with Ken, and Jeff Smith certainly did. You said this before, but what a rookie season for Jeff Smith here with us on the Huskers Radio Network.
He was really, really good. I mean, I love to listen to radio, so I think I have somewhat of an expertise in what works and what might not work, and he works, man.
Yes.
He's good at what he does. He understands the game. He talks it in layman's terms for people that necessarily don't get the game at the level he does. He does it in the perfect time frame that is necessary for radio because it is the play-by-play medium. So he works well with Kent, right? So you got to learn your partner. You got to learn the timing of each other, and I think it's a really good team. And I'll say this: the amount that you're on the air, you're going to say some things that are a little wacky and wonky.
Yeah,
and that's why we have the funniest moment category.
Congratulations to Kent Pavelka and Jeff Smith, the winner of the funniest moment for the Sharpie Awards, our first annual. So we will have our next category coming up on Monday. We'll announce that, play that for you. So we've got a couple more categories we want to play for you here over the next couple of weeks. But that was fun. And now that we know, we'll have the interns like Maddie Mills. I think that's part of his job. Going to be tracking every single second of every single radio broadcast to make sure we have every single funny moment.
He's going to time log everything.
Everything.
Every single thing that is said, that is done, discussed.
If he can record radio hits in the Lazy River, he can track funny moments for the Huskers Radio Network.
It's been a week for him. Yeah, it's time for him to get back to work. So it's Maddie's done a lot of work and we appreciate it, but it's time for him to be in the studio.
So he still has a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
for now.
All right. Well, coming up next, we're going to dive into Nebraska women's basketball. There's been a lot unfolding here over the last couple of months that we haven't been able to chat with Amy Williams. So we'll get all caught up with the head coach coming up next here on Sports Nightly. The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, where it's mower season. Get 0% financing, professional setup, and local support you can't get at the big box store, only at Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play, knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Husker fans, football season is right around the corner. We need you there to continue to make Memorial Stadium the best atmosphere in college football. You can now choose between 2 mini plans, a 3-game mini plan for $185 and a 4-game mini plan for $225. These plans are your best way to guarantee a ticket to the Indiana and Ohio State game and are only available while supplies last. To purchase today or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
At Woodhouse Hyundai, triple your down payment in a new 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE. Lease yours for just $264 per month. Put $2,000 down and we'll add another $4,000 on us. Plus, rest assured with Hyundai Owner's Assurance, America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Visit WoodhouseHyundai.com or WoodhousePlaceHyundai.com today. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, license extra. First payment $299 doc fee and $650 acquisition fee due at signing. Stock number H260847. Expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Not All Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Farmers demand equipment that works as hard as they do. For over 60 years, Sukup has been helping farmers protect their operation with industry-leading grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. Designed for performance, reliability, and peace of mind when it matters most, Sukup is proud to stand with the people who keep agriculture moving forward. Family-owned, farmer-focused. Visit Sukup.com to find a dealer near you today.
Right now, at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get 0% APR for up to 84 months on all new 2026 Grand Cherokee and Grand Cherokee L models during the Make This the Summer event. Or enjoy 10% off MSRP on all in-stock 2026 Ram 2500s and Ram 3500s. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Blair, and Bellevue. With approved credit, tax title license extra when financed with Stellantis Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and I have managed to wrangle in Amy Williams. You've had quite a busy summer, but welcome in the head coach of Nebraska women's basketball. Lots of exciting things around the program, but how have you been?
Been good. It's been just busy, but just an excellent busy, just really enjoying the time that we've been having together this summer, and the recruiting trails have been productive, and so it's just been a really good, busy summer.
So before we talk about the team and everything happening now, we got to go back to the beginning of the summer and the Women's College World Series. You were there. Kennedy got a chance to play on the biggest stage of college softball. How was that experience? What was that like to be able to follow the softball team throughout that journey?
Well, just so much fun. I mean, just so much fun as a Husker fan. I think this entire fan base and just, Husker Nation just, deserves to get, excited about a team that was so special. And so it's just really fun as a Husker fan and as a Husker mom to be able to watch that. I just keep reminding Kennedy all the time about just soak this up and being around a team that's led by 12 just really special seniors that are intense competitors, yet fantastic teammates and great leaders. And, what an awesome experience for her. What a great learning experience. I mean, obviously being able to feel like, hey, I contributed. I had a valuable role, even, as a base runner for a team that was so successful to be showcased on that College World Series. It was so much fun. Just so proud of Kennedy, but the rest of that team as well. And just excited for the lessons that she's been able to pick up from that team and be able to kind of help carry over to our program as well.
Yeah, I got a chance to chat with her. We'll hear from her, or we heard from her yesterday, and she pointed to a couple of those moments with Hannah Core and Jordy and just what she took away from being in those big moments and some of the, Jordy being the best and how she handled some of that. I mean, it just, what invaluable experience for an athlete.
Yeah, just absolutely no doubt about it. And I think, for her to also get the chance to play for an amazing coaching staff that's really experienced, that knows how to teach and build culture, and to do that from somebody that's not, her mom is I think, a really good experience for her as well.
All right, from 1 to 10, how was your level of nervousness in that first game against Arkansas?
That was 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. It's so much worse just being a mom, just watching on the side. I learned that in high school when I was just pacing at the high school state softball tournament or whatever it was. It's just so much worse when you feel like you're not having any impact or any ability to kind of help control things, But that game was just such an incredible back and forth game. Both teams making big plays and big moments and stepping up, and it was just really fun and special. I'm so glad that it worked out for me and the rest of my family to be able to be there to experience that with Kennedy.
All right, let's talk about this team that you got on the court right now. You've been able to have several practices. I was out there and it was loud. You have lots of energy. How do you like the group and the way that they've been competing throughout the summer?
Well, I'm thrilled. I'm just excited. I feel just really excited about the new pieces that we've brought in, but kind of feels a little bit like having a little new piece with Natalie Potts back into the mix, and she makes such a difference with just the motor that she plays with. But I think everybody's really following suit, and that energy has picked up. It's interesting because I really noticed it when you walk down that hallway over in our practice facility. Coming from the men's gym is just the level of noise that kind of has come from their gym over the last few years, and the way that has really raised, and then the intensity that they've played with. And so it's exciting for me to have other people that come into the gym this summer and can feel and sense that same kind of just, man, it's loud in there. It's loud. There's energy. There's an excitement. There's, and that's been, really fun to be a part of.
I found myself cheering, and they'd get a stop. I mean, it's contagious. And I feel like you can just feel that within the whole group.
I agree. And, it's a group that really emphasizes, what we've been focusing on this summer is just setting the standards for our team. And one of the standards that this team has been very vocal with me and our staff about that's important to them is the way that they celebrate each other and, use positive touches and you can feel that energy when there's a good play. It's like, I feel like sometimes there may be an injury with them trying to tackle each other and just, be excited for each other in the way that they celebrate each other's successes.
I've talked to so many of the newcomers and then a couple of your players, and it's so different with this group, the way that they do things together all the time. And I feel like the things that they do, how much emphasis they've put in to the things that they do off the court, it carries over. And it just seems like, you're in the middle of July during a practice and they're having fun together. And you don't always get that with the team. And even just times that I've been to your gym, it's just a kind of a special kind of feeling with this group that it sounds cliche, but you can feel it with this group.
Yeah, I think that's a credit to, we have 7 returning players that are very, very invested in finding ways to raise the bar for our program. And from the postseason last year, being able to really sit back and be intentional about what things need to change and be better and improve for us to be able to move the needle. And we're proud of the fact that we were in our 3rd straight NCAA tournament and 4 of the last 5 and won a game in the tournament this year. And we know how hard that is to do, but we are not satisfied. Mm-hmm. And we feel like that this program is ready to make that next step and make those next leaps. And I think that our returning players have been very intentional about what kinds of things need to adjust and change in order for us to keep raising the bar for our program. And then when you add to that 5 new players into the fold that are high achievers, that are, that the whole reason why they come to Nebraska is because they want to be a part of something just like that. They want to win. And that's their biggest motivation, is to play in a program for a team that is really motivated to do whatever it takes to win. And I think that that's just a really special combination, and it's proven to be so far this summer just an encouraging approach because we've been getting better.
Let's talk about the trio of freshmen. We've been talking about them for so long, and that's what I joked with them. I'm like, you're finally here. We've been talking about you guys for so long, but you could argue the highest rated recruiting class in program history with the 3 top 100, but were they everything you kind of thought that they would be when you signed them up to come here to play for Nebraska women's basketball?
Oh, yeah. We have just been so excited implementing them into the program and the system because, number one, they've all really transitioned well. And they're a group of young women that have very high IQ. But then in addition to that, they're eager, they're hungry, they're coachable, so that has allowed them, they make one mistake, we tell them one time, and the very next time it's a corrected mistake, and they're moving into just so much more productivity because of their willingness and ability to adjust quickly, to learn quickly. And, I think we have outstanding leaders in our upperclassmen that have been willing to want to help them transition quickly. But it's just night and day difference with the way that we've been able to press forward a little quicker because of how well that they learn.
How about the transfer pieces too? Because I don't think we've had a chance to chat with you about those girls either. But Odessa Noyon, Indiana transfer, people may be familiar with her, and then Arak Ngui, the tallest player in program history. But how about those 2 pieces? What have they brought to the gym this summer?
Yeah, they, Odessa, I think, just brings, an experience, a maturity, an approach that's very professional, and she knows what it takes in this league, and she's very physical. Neither one of those 2 players will shy away from just physicality and kind of getting after it and being really aggressive in the post position and with what they can bring to the table. And so, but their experience and maturity and just willingness to learn and, it's just been fantastic to kind of round out our team.
Again, at practice, when I was there, I think it took 30 minutes before you guys played offense. And a couple of the players have been saying that. I think it was Maddie told me that her first practice, they didn't even shoot the first practice. And so how about the emphasis on that? Has that changed your approach this summer, how you're attacking things on the defensive end and I guess on the glass rebounding as well?
Without question. That has been a major point of emphasis. We know we've got some pretty good scorers and ability to score the basketball, and but we feel like one of the biggest areas that need to improve, and just looking at the advanced analytics of some of the rebounding and defensive stats, and the trouble that we got into with not being able to keep the ball in front of us like we need to, is something that's a huge point of emphasis. And so we haven't gone to true camp. They haven't seen camp defense yet, where it's, absolutely zero offense on the practice plan, but we have made a heavy emphasis of beginning every practice with defense, rebounding, and then they get really excited at the end when they finally get to touch the basketball and play some on the other side of the ball.
What is that, as a coach, that when you change that, maybe what you have done in the past, is that just a kind of a group collective effort? Hey, how are we going to attack it this summer from day to day? What goes into that planning as the head coach?
Yeah, well, we did a lot of evaluating in the postseason. I think, we lean into Clifton's strength finders pretty heavy, and our team kind of knows, but they know, everybody in our program knows my number one is learner. And so I'm constantly looking for, what can we learn from this past season? How can we get better? How can we grow? What can we do different? What can we bring to the table? And, but just, after spending a lot of time as a coaching staff, like evaluating things after that last season, and then really looking at the new pieces that we're bringing in, where their strengths, where their weaknesses lie, and then being able to say, okay, this is an area where there can be a massive amount of growth in kind of a quick period. So we are going to put our focus there. And so it's collective. It's a lot of, just awesome suggestions from my assistant coaches about, drills we can do, the way we can place them in our practice to really, put emphasis on it and make sure that, that rebounding drill that we used to have at the end of practice does not get maybe left off because we didn't have a chance to get to it or whatever. And we're prioritizing some things a little bit differently. And I just, I feel like so far it's paying off.
So when do you go full speed ahead into the offensive side of things? I mean, you've got scores. They can score it, but at what point do you really dive into that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we have about 2.5 weeks of summer access. We get 8 weeks in the summer to be able to train our athletes. And so we have about 2.5 weeks of that left before they get a little short break before the fall semester starts. But I think, we as a coaching staff had committed to, this 8 weeks, if we put most of the emphasis on our defense and our rebounding, then we'll be okay with being a little bit further behind offensively when we get back to it in August. So I think that at least 2.5 more weeks of semi-camp defense, I guess.
Oh, I love it. All right, we got to work in a break, but more with head coach Amy Williams coming up right after this on Sports Nightly.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Husker fans, the 2026 Nebraska football season is quickly approaching, and we need you in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. Single game tickets for all 7 home games start at just $45 and are now available in both end zone and sideline seat locations. These tickets are only available while supplies last, so get yours today before they're gone. To purchase your Husker football single game tickets or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
When it comes to your business running efficiently day to day, you rely on technology and a network that is secure, fast, and has measures in place to help prevent downtime. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we know firsthand that reliability is business. We work with businesses across the state to implement managed IT solutions that keep your business running securely. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Reliability is business. Hamilton is business. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
The Akrs Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, where it's mower season. Get 0% financing, professional setup, and local support you can't get at the big box store. Only at Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Welcome back. I'm Jessica Coody, and we continue now our conversation with the head coach, Amy Williams of Nebraska women's basketball, right here on Sports Nightly. Well, you mentioned her, had a chance to chat with her, Natalie Potts. What a journey. And I think that's the number one question we got on the text line throughout last year, just kind of wondering about her progress. She made such an impact as a freshman, and then just had a tough journey getting back out on the court. Let's talk about just those first few times you got to get her back out on the court. How rewarding was that to see her to be able to make it back out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly rewarding. I get just a little teary-eyed and kind of choked up because I know everything that she's kind of been through to get there. But the truth is, like, she was just a relentless, endless, like, just motor player before her injury, and the resiliency that she has learned and gained through the process that she's been through with this rehab has just added to that. And I remember maybe one of her first like kind of live skill workouts back into practice in our postseason last year. And she's diving on the floor in a 2-on-2 drill, like, diving to save balls out of bounds. And, one of her teammates is like, yo, chill. But, I don't even know if that's in her vocabulary. She just is, it's just been huge for our whole team. The way that, if there's an offensive mistake that takes place, the way that she just immediately sprints back and finds a way to have a knack for getting a deflection or a steal or making a play on the other end, or, just making up for plays, like just the play after the play that she brings to the table that, just comes away with an offensive rebound where you're like, man, how did she find that ball? And those kinds of things, it's tough to teach, but she brings those to the table, and it's been incredible as a head coach, to have that back into the fold, but also just so rewarding for me to see her back out there, and just the emotion that I feel for her because of how bad she has missed being on the court, doing what she loves to do with her teammates, and to see that again, it's pretty fun.
She told me, I think it was last week, there was a practice. She said, I for the first time, I felt like a basketball player again. And she had to learn to kind of give herself grace too. But have you seen just the progress of her beyond just the motor and diving on the floor? Have you seen the progress there of her kind of getting back to what she is capable of doing it on both ends of the floor?
100%. I mean, she's just developed like a next level of like toughness and grit. And she's always had that, but she's also always been successful in everything she's done. I mean, her state championship win her senior year was her 100th straight win as a high school basketball player. I mean, she's just been a winner everywhere she's been. She came here and right away as a freshman was the freshman of the year in the Big Ten. And but sometimes that toughness and grit, it develops in adversity and tough times, and when everything didn't go smoothly. And I think that her experience has just really just elevated the bar with her toughness and grit. And I didn't even think that was possible, but we've watched it and witnessed it, and it's just really, really fun. I think there is a natural rust that kind of builds up when you're going through an extensive rehab like that. And just her ability to kind of recognize that rust, not get frustrated about it, and be able to be patient with herself to knock it off. And, just every day, just a little bit better. And it's been really, really fun to have her back.
And Allison Widener, too. I know she's continuing to work back and get back to her full strength, but just being able to have her on the court again, what has she brought?
6 years of, or 5 years of experience, and beginning her 6th year in our program. I think she knows probably better than anybody any questions that I ask in practice or in a timeout huddle or whatever. She can answer it before I'm even done asking it, and so I think that experience is huge. But she's also just, our strength and conditioning coach talks about how she's just, one of our most explosive athletes, her ability to change directions. She just, has that talent even after all of what she's been through with her injuries. And so, just all those things make a difference when we're able to bring her in, and we've been able to work her into a few more live action things.
You have to give her a spot on the staff.
I know she's going to be that coach on the floor, no doubt about it. She's kind of a player/coach this year. So.
Speaking of your staff, you did have the ability to add another addition, Brad Fisher. We're going to hear from him here coming up, but tell us about that decision and a little bit about Brad and why you felt like he's going to be a good addition to your staff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Brad is a no-brainer. He's obviously spent 14 years as a head coach at the collegiate level, and most recently has coached, his team to a national championship game, and just understands the game at a high level, understands what it's like to make those in-game adjustments and things as a head coach. And I think that that experience will be incredibly valuable on our coaching staff. And I work really hard to bring people into the fold that I think are going to complement our staff perfectly and be strong where we maybe have some holes or blind spots that they could help us uncover and just be another resource to our student athletes. And so I think he's already just proven incredibly valuable on the coaching staff, and I'm so excited to have him on board.
And then we've talked about this a lot. just the caliber of the recruiting class, the freshmen that have come in, but then you've been on a heater on the recruiting trail too. We can't talk specifics, but what's gone into that and the approach of your staff on, when you're attacking the recruiting? Because you've had tons of visits in, and it's been neat to see you take them to the training table, the whole team's involved, and just maybe are you making sure to highlight the culture of what is in place here? Because I think that'd be pretty hard to say no to if I were a high school kid.
Yeah, well, that's I tell every single recruit that I've ever had a chance to talk to, and I believe this with everything inside of me, is that, we are so blessed at Nebraska with the best of the best, and, the best training table to take them to, the best of, facilities and everything that's available to us here as student athletes. But with all of those awesome things that we have, the best thing is the young women that we have in this program, and the commitment that they have to each other and to this team, and to winning, and to wanting to elevate and be the best that they can be for our team and program, so I feel like the biggest thing in recruiting for us is just identifying players that fit that we know are gonna be really excited about that are going to feel that when they come on campus, and say, definitely that's something that I want to be a part of, or that I'm looking for. And so I think that identifying in the recruits that we're bringing, and then them being able to feel and experience that from our student athletes, and the way that they've really committed to and invested in recruiting is the reason why we have any success, and then just an ability to adapt. And right now in our landscape, there's a lot of changing rules and things, and trying to find that balance, that right balance of just bringing in high school athletes that can be here for 4 years and be committed to a program, and being able to pair that with experienced players, and I think finding that balance and being willing to adapt to that.
Yeah, there's so many changes now. You throw in the 5 and 5 with that. I mean, has that changed at all, the approach for you guys and how you manage a roster?
Well, I mean, it most certainly has to change, kind of your approach, because now there's a lot more decisions to be made in different ways than we've ever had to make decisions in the past. But I think there are a lot of ways where we, have a standard about, how we want to do things, and we're going to stay the same with, what those standards are. But yeah, absolutely, there's a lot more decisions that, your players have to make, and that you have to make with how you're going to approach that. And so, just an ability to adapt, and every situation is just going to be a little bit different. And we try to be as transparent as we can be with the recruits that we're talking to about what that's going to look like in Nebraska women's basketball, this year and next year, and as far as we can see, and that there may be some things that shift as well.
I just got a couple more. I've got so many things I got to talk to you about. We're running out of time. Callan Hake was an incredible leader. She's continuing to win awards and make huge impacts, and I know she left a huge mark on your program. But with that being said, huge shoes to fill as a leader. How have you seen maybe some of those other players try to step up and fill the role that she left behind?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the great thing is that everybody that had the pleasure of being around Callan was able to recognize just what an outstanding leader she was. So that provided a lot of our players, returning players that got to be teammates with her, kind of a front row seat as to things that she did that were effective in her leadership, and to be able to kind of learn from some of those things and tweak them to kind of fit my personal strengths, but also just how important that leadership is, and a commitment to leadership development, and not just saying, hey, it's not really my style to be, I'm more of a lead by example. Yeah, that's kind of the baseline, lead by example, but we need you to kind of challenge yourself to develop new ways, and how can you step up. And we're seeing a lot of players that are finding ways to be able to really elevate and step up their leadership because of some of the examples they've got, but also just the commitment that we've seen to developing as leaders from a player like Callan Hake.
Great stuff. Got some opportunities. You're playing the Chase Center. I mean, back to the Pentagon. We're starting to kind of get a feel for this schedule this year. how excited are you about just the opportunities that lie ahead? Because tickets are about to go on sale. Some of them have already gone on sale, but I know you guys want Husker Nation to be there. But how excited are you about just what's ahead in terms of like what's on the schedule?
Yes. Well, I'm excited. I mean, I know that, there's a huge emphasis all the time on strength of schedule, all the things, every decision that we're making with that non-conference schedule is with, the end result in mind of, what's going to help position us best with our net, with our strength of schedule, with our resume when postseason play comes into play. And so, we've really challenged ourselves at a high level, and some of those games are, giving me a little bit of anxiety, but it's also, exactly what's going to help prepare us for the Big Ten Conference. And so I think Husker Nation right now should be really excited about the quality of opponents that they're going to be able to see. And, I know that tickets were like wildfire up at the Pentagon, and those, have already gone on sale. But, I know that there's going to be an opportunity to really kind of reach out and snatch those season ticket sales for here in Pinnacle Bank Arena. And we're hoping that that people can get as excited about what we've got coming as we are, because it's going to be a fun ride.
I keep telling people on the show. I mean, I watched in practice, but just getting to know this is a group that I know that this fan base is going to fall in love with. And when you talk to them, whether they transfer or have come here on recruiting visits, Husker Nation's a big part of that, and they need to be a big part of this season, because I know you guys have high expectations as you go for 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances, which has only happened one other time in program history, by the way.
Yeah, well, awesome. No pressure, right? No. That's the minimum of the expectations that we have for ourselves. This program wants to raise the bar, and they're talking about things like wanting to be hosting NCAA tournament games in Pinnacle Bank Arena, and really Husker Nation can help us do that. And, the better our crowds are, the better our cases to be able to be in that, position, and the more chances that we get, those wins that, our sixth man and that crowd kind of pushes us over the hump. And, absolutely they should feel like, Husker Nation should feel like they are a massive part of what we're doing and helping us get to the goals that this team ultimately has for itself.
Can't wait. It'll be here before you know it. How's the golf game?
Well, I will say that 1 year ago I had, rotator cuff surgery on my shoulder. So I did not get to golf for about a year. And then I got out a few times this year, but for some reason my drive doesn't go quite as far as it did before the surgery. I don't know. I need to get back in the weight room, I think, Jess.
Well, Kennedy and Britt told me they're picking it up. They're getting more interested in it. I was told that Kennedy's pretty solid. She carried the group in a scramble at one point, and Britt's got a new set of clubs. So it sounds like a couple of your players been bit by the bug a little bit.
Yeah, they have, and it's crazy because early, Kennedy has a little bit of a natural swing. I don't know if sometimes they say baseball, softball like struggle with golf. I don't know, but she has pretty good. And I was like, she said to me early, like, golf doesn't have enough contact. It's not a contact sport. And I was like, what do you mean? There's contact on every swing. Like, you got to make good contact. She likes those sports where there's a little more physical contact, but she has gotten bitten by the bug. I think her and Britt had a tee time later today, and who knows if the rain is going to hold up for them to make that one, but it's fun. We had our whole team out just, playing with, the other day, and it was kind of fun to watch them having some fun with it.
Listen, there's a lot of golfers on the men's team too. I feel like we need to do something like we have like a couple scramble or something, and Britt and Kennedy can pair up with a couple of the men's, and we need to do like some kind of golf
challenge on
YouTube. YouTube golf is huge. I feel like we could involve the players or something like that.
Let's do it. Just don't ask for me to go up against Fred, because I already know that that would not end well for me. So
that's funny. Well, great stuff. Great chatting with you, and we're excited about the group. And I'm sure we'll have you in here before you know it again, talking preseason.
Sounds good, Jess. Thanks for having me.
And that's Head Coach Amy Williams here with us on Sports Nightly. Got to get to a break. More coming up right after this. The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. Get the most of your membership by registering early. Go to Huskers.com/Kids Club to get your membership today. Again, Huskers.com/Kids Club. Go Big Red.
At Woodhouse Hyundai, triple your down payment in a new 2026 Hyundai Elantra SEL Sport. Lease yours for just $178 per month. Put $2,000 down and we'll add another $4,000 on us. Plus, rest assured with Hyundai Owner's Assurance, America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Visit WoodhouseHyundai.com or WoodhousePlaceHyundai.com today. 24 months, 7,500 miles per year with approved credit, tax, title, license extra. First payment, $299 doc fee and $650 acquisition fee due at signing. Stock number H260962. Expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, the official foundation company of the Huskers. Schedule a free inspection. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Huskers. Welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Thursday night edition. And a final segment for us because we got another best of show coming up for you tomorrow night. We're getting towards the end of that, by the way, because, in a couple of Fridays we'll be out watching a football practice, or we will have football practice going. So
you're telling me I have to work on Fridays now?
Not for another couple weeks, I think.
Okay.
But once camp starts, we got to start having the Friday party shows again.
Party shows. I like the thought of that. Position breakdowns soon. I need practice to start.
Yeah, you're kind of getting grouchy.
It's not about the lack of things to talk about or whatever.
You just need football.
I need events.
You need to be going to practices, to be updating your charts.
I need a schedule. I need a regiment.
You need it.
July's not for regiments, but I'm a regiment guy.
I can't bring Sonny up to work every night for you. So if it's not Sonny, it's got to be football.
We can negotiate that. Don't talk too soon.
Well, listen, coming up tomorrow, again, as part of our Best of series put together by our producer extraordinaire, Josh Hilkeman, the volleyball match back in 2016, epic one against Penn State. So that will be coming up for you tomorrow night here on the Huskers Radio Network in place of Sports Nightly. But as Kyle mentioned, coming up next week on Monday, it's Big Ten Media Days week. So the schools start coming on Tuesday. Huskers go on Thursday. And so we're getting there. We are getting to the...
Still talking season.
It's still talking season, but there's more maybe substance to the talking season.
But once the Big Ten Media Days are done, that is the end of Media Days for all conferences because the Big Ten goes last. So it means that fall camp is the following week, right around the corner, and it's time to get going.
Still have newcomer series. We'll hear from the new assistant coach, Brad Fisher, for Amy Williams, also coming up on Monday. So going to be another busy week for us here on Sports Nightly. So we'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great weekend, Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Being a Nebraska fan doesn't stop when the clock hits 0 and the game ends. It's every day, all day, home or away. With the Husker Visa debit card, free with FMBO free checking, you can be one who lives it, one who proves it. Show your pride every time you pay with the Husker Visa debit card, only at FMBO, the bank of Husker Nation. One for the loyal, one for the fans, one for you. Get yours today at fmbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Drive into summer during the Woodhouse Ford Summer Sales Event. From family road trips to tackling the toughest jobs, a new Ford is ready for every mile ahead. For a limited time, receive $1,000 bonus cash plus a 2-year premium maintenance plan on select 2026 Ford models. Browse our inventory online or visit us in store in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth today. With approved credit, tax, title, license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. 2-year premium maintenance plan includes 2 free oil changes. Offer expires September 30th, 2026. See dealer for details.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red.